Hey coaches, this is Coach Sheffer from Obsessed with Offense. I'm here again with the Eye in the Sky series. This is episode 2, and so we're just going to continue where we left off in episode 1 from game 1 of the 2016 season of Garfield High School's freshman team. And we're going to replay that punt play at the closer to the end of the first quarter. We're still in the first quarter. And all right, we'll replay that again if you didn't see it. All right, so we get a good snap. We get a really good punt, really high. And so this guy right here, boom, we get a flag because he tackles the punt returner before the ball ever gets there. And so that kid, that number 11 right there, he was his father was a coach, and so he wasn't the best athlete on the team. Number 55, the guy who was our punter, was our best guy, but he was what I thought was probably the smartest kid on the team when it comes to football IQ. And so him doing this stunned me. He tackles the returner before the ball ever shows up, and this was one of the reasons that I've done a blog already called Football 101, where I say that coaches need to teach their players the basics of football. Don't assume they understand anything. It doesn't matter how smart you think this kid is. He still made this mistake. And I'll tell you a funny story. My wife was in the stands, and I could hear her yelling at that kid, "What are you doing? Why would you do that?" And my wife is 5'6", barely 95 pounds, and she knows football more than what this kid did, apparently. I thought it was funny. And so what the kid shows up on the sideline, I don't yell at him. I'm like, "Dude, what the heck were you thinking?" And he comes up to me and word for word, he looks at me square in the face and says, "Coach, you told me to tackle the return man." All right, so that was a miscommunication. And I guess that came to bite us in the butt pretty much for most of the season because we had stupid penalties like this. Okay, so they come out with the pistol, that double twin set again. They want to throw it, and they are going to score again. All right, so let's watch. So what happens here? So we got our linebackers split out. We've got our 4-2-5 defense here, and they're in their pistol, and they want to throw it. So what do? They do kind of a crossing route or a scissors route, and our guys just get messed up in coverage. Okay, so right now it is that it was 12-0 before, so now it would be 18-0. They fumble it, and they get in. So it is 20-0. So at this point, as a coach, I'm thinking, oh crap. First game of the year, first quarter still, and they're already up 20-0. This is going to be tough. Stick with me. It gets better. So they kick it off. You can't really see it here. Poor filming, but we get a good crease. And he almost takes it to the house. All right, so this formation here might look a little odd. Our two receivers are on the line, and we have two guys kind of as fullback almost. So basically what we did, we lined up our tight end in the backfield with our fullback, and it's kind of like a full house diamond look. Now this formation, we used to have the quarterback in the diamond set, and we had our tight end to the right, our running back to the left, and we would run a lot of sweep plays out of it. But it kept getting blown up because our snap was terrible, and our O-line wasn't doing it so hot. So we decided to go under center. So what did we do? We try to pass out of it, and we do get a good pass. I don't know why he's running backwards, but we get a good play out of that one. So this play here, we called it Washington. And so what it really is number 11 here, he's going to run a slant. And our tight end here is supposed to run a wheel route, Washington for wheel. And this guy was supposed to be wide open. Now, I taught him to run and kind of do an out route like he does on the slants play that we have. And after he runs 5 yards, he'll cut it up. He doesn't do what I want him to do, and he cuts it up way too soon, and you'll see that he almost runs right into the receiver here. If he would have cut it up later, he would have been wide open. All right, so now it's the start of the second quarter. We go back to that full house formation, and we run our slants play. And, he just throws it up. Why does he throw it up? And watch the protection here. There is nobody guarding that guy. And so he's just trying to get it out of there. All right, full house again. Another pass play. I don't know why we're passing it so much. Probably because we're down 20-0. And he decides to scramble. Nobody's open. Third down. We try to run it. And we get stuffed. So if you want to run the ball, so if you're watching this, coaches, this is a little bit different than what you're probably used to. You're probably used to hearing coaches tell you what you should be doing. I'm here to tell you what you should not be doing. So do not coach your kids the way that I did. Do not coach them. Watch them. They'll stand straight up. No protection. This is a run play. That was supposed to be a run play. They stood straight up like they were pass block. All right, so we're back in our strong I formation here. Fourth down. What are we going to do? Going to throw it again and incomplete. All right, so now we're back on defense. Not even ready. They run their little power play. All right, they get a couple guards. Here they come again with that formation. They run a little bit of a full. It looks like it might be a trap play. They don't get much. Third down and long. They run their toss. And look at that pursuit. Look at these guys. I'll replay that. Watch our linebackers here. They should be cutting up, getting an angle on him. They're running sideways with him. I did not coach that. We ran pursuit drills all week. We taught them how to pursue, and I think they were afraid of messing up or missing a tackle, probably because we were running way too much and we were confusing them. And I wish I had gone way simpler than what I did. So that's first down. They run the ball right up the gut. They get a good 5 to 6 yards. We are weak on defense. Oh, they made a mistake. We have decent pursuit. Still issues. They get the first down. They run a little stretch play here, and we just cannot tackle. Look at those poor tackles. Luckily, there's a flag. So it's still first down, but it's probably 1st and 15. They run it again, another little stretch play, and we are weak on defense here. What are they going to do? Their little power play, and they gut us. And I think they get a first down. They do. It's 1st and goal. Oh, they mess up the snap, and we get it. Guys, I don't hate spread offense. I don't hate shotgun. I love it. I want to run more stuff. I am scared to death of a shotgun or pistol snap after my first season as a head coach. This is exactly the reason why. Just watch. It's not even our team. We get the ball back. We get saved by a mistake that they make. We get the ball back. We're on offense. We go twins. What are we going to run out twins? Oh, we got our little bubble play here. This play doesn't go for a lot on this particular play, but it worked well for us the rest of the season. And so instead of what some coaches will teach, they'll teach them to cross their legs and keep their shoulders square with the sideline. what I had them do, I had them turn and backpedal and present a big target for our quarterback because our quarterback had never played QB in the first place. And so he was very inaccurate, very inexperienced. So I wanted to give him as much of a target as possible. And that worked out pretty well for us, actually. So he gets a good target. He catches the ball, and we just can't get much out of it. Here we go in our full house. Try to run a slant, and we catch it, but we don't get much out of it. We're in our I formation. I think we fumbled the ball, fumbled the snap. And I believe that was the last play of that first half. Now, so it's 20-0 into the first half. We're not getting much moving on offense. And so a couple of things I wanted to explain here. Just remember that if you're looking on the sideline here. So here's me. I have 1 year as a head coach. This is 1 year as an assistant coach before this season. This was this tall guy right here. He coached wide receivers and corners. He had never coached football before, and he was a great coach, but he just didn't have a whole lot of coaching IQ, so I didn't really trust him running anything. I ran the defense, but I'm more of an offensive guy anyways. But I gave the offensive duties over to this guy here, also had 0 years of experience. He's a great coach. He had a lot of good football IQ. And we collaborated on offense, and I let him play call. And I think he did a pretty good job with what we were given. But, you know, I am a control freak, and I kind of wish I could go back and do it all over again and call the plays myself. I wish I could change the offense that we ran. But it is what it is. We had lots of inexperience. At the player level, we were thin depth-wise. We were small. Just look at the size of these kids versus the size of my kids. So number 55 and 75, those were my biggest kids on my team. Their number 55 here was he was not the biggest kid on their team. We were convinced when they walked off the bus that they had brought their JV squad instead of their freshman team, and I'm not sure that they didn't. But this is how we're going to do it. We're going to try to do it quarter by quarter. At the moment, I only have game film from the first 2 games of our season. I am working on trying to get my hands on the other games because I don't want you guys to judge me based on the first 2 games because those were definitely our worst games. We did get better as the season went by. I got better as a coach, but I am definitely a different coach now than what I was at the beginning and even at the end of this season. I have a totally different philosophy now. And so if I was to recommend you guys, if you have a chance to become a head coach, do it. Because you're going to learn way more by taking your shot than you ever will as an assistant coach. I don't think I would have ever learned as much as I have so far if I had just been an assistant coach on varsity. And so go to my blog, read my blog. I'm going to post the entire first half of this game film without any commentary up on my YouTube channel so that you guys can talk. Comment if you have any comments. I love talking ball. Please, you can if you know something that I don't know, please tell me. But let's be positive here. Please don't come at me with "Coach, you suck" or anything of that nature. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving, and stay tuned for more Eye in the Sky, and stay obsessed.